What's up everyone, Ninth Jim here, back with another VGC 2020 Pokemon Sword and Shield competitive video, and today we are talking about Bellossom. Now this Pokemon is pretty cool. It has the ability Chlorophyll, which is of course very good. Doubling your speed when you're in Sun is an amazing ability, and this Pokemon has that, which is cool. It also has pretty solid stats all around, except for offensive. It has pretty solid defenses, but we're still using Focus Sash because it will still, get OHKO'd by a lot of stuff, even after Strength Sap or even Charm sometimes. So this Pokemon, it's, not super frail, but it's gonna die to super effective attacks. It's mono grass typing, which means, we have 5 weaknesses and 4 resistances, which isn't that bad. It's not a terrible typing. It's not a great typing because there is a lot of fire, ice, and flying, even some poison and some bug. So, you have a lot of stuff to be afraid of with Bellossom, but you are very, very fast with Chlorophyll, and you have a lot of really good support moves that it has access to. So, without further ado, let's talk a VGC set. So today we are talking about a VGC set. So Chlorophyll is a no-brainer for this Pokemon. All of its other, well, it only has one other ability, but it does not even come close to. Its healer, 30% chance of curing an adjacent ally status at the end of each turn. It's pretty cool, but not that good compared to Chlorophyll. Chlorophyll is just so good. Doubling your speed is crazy. We hit 112 with buffs, and then we multiply that by 2, hitting 224, which is very, very fast. So yeah, it's very good. Outspeeding things like Dragapult, it's pretty good. Cinderace, it's pretty good. We got some good stuff. So let's talk about this Pokemon. So we went Chlorophyll, of course. Focus Sash as our item. So there's a couple of other items that you could use. I went with Focus Sash because, like I said, things like Cinderace are just going to, provide that OHKO against this Pokemon. And Focus Sash doesn't let them OHKO you, which is pretty good. You also have access to things like Leftovers or Wide Lens. Both are pretty good options. Wide Lens making it so Leaf Storm never misses, and Sleep Powder, misses less of the time, which is good. And then we also have Leftovers, which just heals you up a little bit at the end of every turn. It's pretty good for a bulky grass type Pokemon, that can it has Strength Sap, so it has great regen. It also has Giga Drain with great regen, so yeah, it's pretty good. And damage deafening with like Strength Sap and Charm, so that's pretty good. Overall, it has some pretty good usages for multiple different items, but Focus Sash is really optimal in my opinion. Next we have some moves. So on this actual set we went with Sleep Powder, Strength Sap, Leaf Storm, and Protect. Leaf Storm to deal out some damage. We also have Strength Sap to deafen damage as well as regen, and Sleep Powder because that's half of the reason you play this Pokemon. Sleep Powder is just so good in a format of Dynamax. I can't stress it enough. Like, it's just so good. Next we have Protect. Protect is good. I like Protect on Pokemon like this, especially Focus Sash. You, as long as they don't max move or change weather, you're just like set for a couple of turns, and then you like either reset weather or something, and then Strength Sap some more. It's really good. So I like it. I think it's good. Also a notable thing is if your opponent like dodges this Pokemon, just attacks your other Pokemon, and then like change weather and do some damage, then you have Strength Sap to like recur that health and then have Focus Sash. So that's pretty cool. Pretty good, pretty cool. Anyway, let's talk about some other moves that you can use for this Pokemon. So, it does have a good bit of coverage moves, Giga Drain, for healing. It's also stab, of course, but then we also have, Petal Blizzard as well, which is another stab move, but then we also have Dazzling Gleam / Moonblast, as well as Sludge Bomb. So you have a couple of other coverage moves if you want to use this Pokemon offensive. If you want to use an offensive Chlorophyll Pokemon, I would not suggest using Bellossom. Bellossom is very, supportive over defensive or over offensive, but you can still use a different attack one here if you want to. But as far as supportive moves and like other moves, this Pokemon is much better. So first off, we have Quiver Dance, which is really cool. So Quiver Dance is like, it gives you a +1 in speed, special attack, and special defense. So that's like really, really good. Special attack and speed +1, so then you can use this Pokemon very offensively. So you could even try like an offensive build with like Quiver Dance, Protect 2 attacks, like probably stab and then 1 coverage move, so that could be really good. And then you also have Baton Pass, so it could also be Quiver Dance, Baton Pass, where you just Quiver Dance and then Baton Pass into something else, and that's really cool. I like that idea. It's pretty good. But I like, honestly, I really do think it's supportive moves really carry this mon. So for those supportive moves, we have Charm, and the strength stat that's already on it. So you could use either one, charm -2 attack, and then strength stat -1 attack, but it heals. So you can really, like, you know, choose which one is better for your team. Charm is really good. It does put it out of OHKO range by a lot of certain Pokemon, but they're still going to 2-hit KO. So I think strength stat is most of the time going to be better, but I think charm is still, like, notable. Next, we have Helping Hand. Helping Hand will always just be good on Pokemon like this. You know, Helping Hand, 1 damage, deafening, protect, and Leaf Storm could be really good too. Or like Sleep Powder, Strength Sap, Helping Hand, Protect, or even Overprotect. You could use Helping Hand. So, you know, like it's pretty, you know, you can switch around this Pokemon pretty well. Then we also have Safeguard, which is good. It makes it so you and your partner Pokemon, none of your Pokemon can get status for a couple of turns, which is great in a Dynamax format. You Safeguard, and then your, you know, like Dynamaxed guy can't get burned or something. So that's very good. It can do, you know, really good attack for a while. And also a fast Safeguard user is really good. So Safeguard being on such a fast Pokemon is really good. Next, we have After You. So After You is really good on this Pokemon, mostly because Torkoal will be a pretty common partner. So Bellossom plus Torkoal, you can use After You, which is a very fast move, and it makes the next Pokemon, or the Pokemon that you target with After You, go next. So you can use After You and then Eruption with like Choice Specs Torkoal and do a lot of damage to a lot of Pokemon. And honestly, there's not like a lot that can like live that really easily. So that's like a huge power play that you can use, and After You is really good for that. Next, we have Bellossom EV Spread. So let's talk about it. So this is actually, I actually left 4 out by accident. It has to go into HP probably, or defense or special defense, either way. It doesn't really matter, to be honest, like where you put that, because like I said, we're using Focus Sash, so we're gonna get 2-shotted by everything anyway. But you definitely want to put that 4 somewhere. What an idiot, right? I'm an idiot. Put that 4 probably into HP, or defense actually, or special defense. Like, so one of those. It doesn't really matter. But like, yeah, run some calcs. You can also afford to take a little bit of speed away from this Pokemon as well and move that into something else, I think, as well. Since we're hitting 112 and hitting 120 or 224 after doubling, the only things we're outspeeding, like, that's really big in that range is Dragapult. So yeah, in theory, you could take away some speed and put it to 107 so that it doubles. It hits 214, and you know, Dragapult hits 213. So hitting that outspeeds Dragapult, which is really useful. So you could put away, you know, 5 of those EV points from speed, and then put that into like HP or defense, you know, with that extra 4, and then you know, have a little bit more defense as well, which can be good, especially for like strength sap and stuff. So yeah, overall, I think Bellossom's a very good supportive Pokemon, and that's how I would run it if I used it. So next, let's talk about some synergetic Pokemon, which I mean, the ones that we have here just make sense. They both set Sun with their ability Drought. Torkoal and Ninetales. I think Torkoal is more more notable because of the After You combo. But if you don't run After You anyway, then Ninetales could make a lot of sense too, because they're both very fast. So you know, you have a very fast core with those two, or you have Bellossom and Torkoal that can be fast with After You, or you could have like a Trick Room core as well. And either way would be really good, I think. Anyway, that is going to be it for this slide. Let's go ahead and move on to some speed tiers. So speed tiers, like I said, we are at 224. You can afford to take away a couple of them and put yourself at 214, because like I said, there's nothing notable between that 213 to 224. So maybe, you know, move a couple of those stats over, and with Strength Sap, it is actually like, it could be important. So that's definitely what I would do. If I revisit this Pokemon, I would do that. But other than that, you know, we outspeed just about everything under Sun. You know, Dragapult, Inteleon, Cinderace, Whimsicott, Durant, Charizard, Excadrill, Arcanine, Rillaboom, Indeedee male, Indeedee female, Incineroar, every good Pokemon in the game, except the guys in their own weather, and Venusaur, because Venusaur runs the same weather as us. You know, Chlorophyll, it's going to be doubling. It's going to hit 264 instead of 224. So, you know, Venusaur is going to be outspeeding us. So, yeah, that's bad. That's a bad matchup, but it's okay. Venusaur can't really do much. You know, it can't Sleep Powder us. It can't, you know, it does have Toxic, though. Not Toxic. It does have Sludge Bomb. Most of the time, Venusaur will have Sludge Bomb. So, yeah, the Venusaur matchup is really bad. You don't want to run into that. Next, we have Excadrill that outspeeds us. I mean, that's just Sand Rush. Like any other weather, anything that takes us out of weather is going to be outspeeding us. We'll go down to that 112 speed tier, and then everything's outspeeding us. So, yeah. You really want to win the weather war with this Pokemon. the triple W. Anyway, that is going to be it for speed tiers. Let's move on to damage calcs. So as far as damage calcs go, most of these are going to be defensive because we're not dishing out a lot of damage with Leaf Storm. Helping Hand can put us in range with a lot of things, like you know, a couple of these. We'll talk about them when we get to them. But first off, Dynamaxed Cinderace Max Airstream with Life Orb and Libero is hitting 186 to 218. This is one of the calcs that, you know, like, you have to use Focus Sash for. Even if you charm it, it still has a 62.5% chance to OHKO using that. So it's really bad. And Strength Sap will, like, even if you Strength Sap it, it'll still be taking you out. So, you know, Cinderace is just a matchup you don't really want to run into, and Cinderace is one of the most common Pokemon right now, because it has dual stab typing that just destroys you, and they become stab with Libero. So, honestly, like, Cinderace is just a Swiss Army knife that says, die Bellossom, honestly. And it says die to a lot of other stuff, but, yeah, it beats Bellossom. Next, we have Togekiss Max Airstream into our Bellossom, going to be taking us out 139 to 164. This is without a crit, but max, you know, 252 special attack. So it is hitting a lot of damage, even without crit, and enough to take a guaranteed OHKO. And then two damage calcs here we have offensive. So first off, we have Leaf Storm into Tyranitar non-Dynamax in Sand, hitting 56 to 67%. Sand gives it, you know, 1.5 times special defense, so not doing a lot of damage. But if we are winning the Weather Wars and, you know, there's no Sand, we have our own Sun up, we are hitting 84 to 99%, which is guaranteed to a KO. But if you know, Helping Hand, then boom, you're in the money. You're taking an OHKO on a non-Dynamax guaranteed. But if it's Dynamax, then you're not going to be hitting a guaranteed OHKO, not even going to be hitting an OHKO. So, you know, and then you're going to proc its weakness policy. So, Tyranitar is a kind of dangerous matchup. It also tries to win the Weather Wars, which you don't want to see. I've said win the Weather Wars so many times in these last few minutes. Next, we have Bellossom Leaf Storm into Primarina, hitting 81 to 97% into a 252 HP, you know, max HP, pretty defensive Primarina. Pretty good. Guaranteed 2 OHKO is pretty good. A lot of damage, you know, and then that's another one where Helping Hand will take the knockout, which is really good. You could also go Modest, theoretically, and then you'll take that OHKO on both these Pokemon, non-Dynamaxed in the correct weather as well, so that's very good. Next, we have Incineroar Flare Blitz into our Bellossom, but this is after we Strength Sap it, and let me go ahead and add that, because I always forget one thing. I feel like I'm doing it, I'm like almost doing it on purpose, because it happens every time, where I forget like to put Dynamax for one of the things. It's not on purpose. I'm just an idiot. Anyway, so Strength Sap into the Incineroar, and then the Incineroar is Flare Blitzing into us, hitting 71 to 84, which means we live it, which is very good. That's only a 4 attack Incineroar, but even if, you know, like, they won't be offensive most of the time. Sometimes you'll have, like, an offensive weakness policy set, but that's, you know, that's different. That's different. Anyway, that is our damage calcs. Let's go ahead and move on to Single Spotlight real quick. I don't think this Pokemon is going to be great in Single Spotlight, but it has some really cool stuff. First off, it has Quiver Dance, which is really good. You also have Strength Sap for, you know, healing as well as doing, you know, damage deafening, which is very good. We also have Giga Drain and Moonblast. Giga Drain as our stab typing. You could use Leaf Storm, but then, you know, this Pokemon's kind of bad after a Leaf Storm because then it's, you know, not doing, any damage, but still I think it's good. Quiver Dance is really strong in this Pokemon. Your opponent has to reposition, and then you boom, you Quiver Dance, which is really cool. So yeah, I think this Pokemon is pretty cool in singles. Not going to be super great, but interesting nonetheless. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Overall, I think Bellossom is not that great. It, you know, it has Chlorophyll, which is very good, but it is one of the worst Chlorophyll Pokemon, admittedly. I think Lilligant is better. I think Venusaur is better. You know, Lilligant has After You. It's a better After You Chlorophyll user. And yeah, I mean, it has all the same tools except Strength Sap and Charm. So, you know, that is the big difference between Bellossom and Lilligant, or Bellossom and Vileplume, is that it has Strength Sap and Charm. So it could theoretically be a better support Pokemon, but for now, I think the other tried and true Pokemon are probably going to be better, but I think Bellossom is still worth trying, and, you know, definitely give it a shot. If you're looking for offensive, though, go with Venusaur. It's doing the most damage. VMAX, I'm playing too many cards. Gmax is too good. Gmax Venusaur is so mighty, so, you know, you definitely want to use that if you're looking for an offensive Chlorophyll user. Anyway, that is going to be it for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go down to the comment section right now and say, hey, nice vid, or, you know, anything else, whatever you want to say. Like, comment, subscribe, join me on Discord, follow my Twitter, Do all of those things. It's only 5 things. They each make my day 1/10 brighter. I guess 1/5 brighter. Do all those things that make me happy. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good weekend. Goodbye. I'm gonna post this after the weekend, but I'm doing it on Friday, so that's why I said have a good weekend. But have a good 2 months. Goodbye. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.